This life-size tiger's head made of gold and encrusted with precious gems was sold for a whopping £3,800,000 at an auction organized by Bonhams, a private auction house in England. However, if I was to tell you that England had no right to auction it off? This opulent tiger head belonged to the 18th century line of Mysore, Tipu Sultan, and was one of the 8 tiger heads that adorned his luxurious throne. After Tipu was worsted in the Third Anglo-Mysore War by a coalition of the English East India Company, the Nizam of Hyderabad and the Marathas, the Sultan vowed to not sit on his throne till he had defeated his enemies. Unfortunately, despite giving the English their toughest fight so far, the fourth and the final Anglo-Mysore War brought defeat and death upon the Sher-e-Mysore, and all his wealth was looted from his capital Srirangapatnam by the English. Tipu's takht was broken with a hammer and divided amongst the English generals as a prize for winning the war. And this tiger-head finial came to Thomas Wallace, the Baron of Narsdale, and was stored at his Featherstone Castle when it was discovered by Bonhams and subsequently auctioned off in April 2009. But this wasn't the only tiger head of Tipu to be auctioned off. Of the 8 tiger head finials that were part of Tipu's throne, 4 survive and are in England. After the huge success of the first auction, Bonhams auctioned off a second tiger head finial belonging to Tipu's throne for a straggling £4,300,000. The other 2 tiger heads are at the Powys Castle and Windsor Castle, which also houses the breathtaking Huma bird that adorned the top of Tipu's throne. The Huma bird is a mythical bird in Iranian mythology whose shadow brings great fortune to the bearer. The tiger head finials and the Huma bird are among scores of invaluable historical artifacts that were looted by the English during their 200 years long colonial rule over the Indian subcontinent. While many lie in museums across the United Kingdom, many have been unceremoniously auctioned off by private auction houses. As bad as it is to have pieces of a heritage being stolen, to auction pieces of such historical value is another level of colonial insensitivity. It was heartbreaking to watch the length and breadth of the subcontinent's heritage in UK's museum. More details as I continue to tell tales from my travels to 35 cities in the United Kingdom. Stay tuned.